Hey, what is up, everybody? I bet you guys have been wondering where I have been all of last week, because today's Sunday, actually. I really didn't make much videos last week, and I actually missed a lot of wrestling, so this was probably the worst, well, one of the worst times to go, to disappear from YouTube. So what happened, pretty much, was, I ended up going to the Cape. I went to Cape Cod. Oh, crap. Hold on one second. Okay, but, I'll just have to mute my computer real quick. But yeah, I went to the Cape Cod, but what a funny thing is I come back from Florida, and then I just go right back to the Cape Cod. I'm not back in the wheel, I wasn't back in the real world yet, so we ended up going to the Cape Cod this week, because my, well, first, my mom's friend has a place down there. We went down there for a day, then I came back here, and then we went back. So, and then 2 hours later, I went back down to the Cape, because my uncle has a place up there, so that was, kind of cool. I had a lot of fun. I went, kayaking. Me and my friend actually jumped out of the kayak. We went swimming. We went to the drive-in movie. We saw Inside Out and Jurassic World. I'll probably review those movies sometime in the near future on my non-wrestling account, but, you know, it is what it is. And you can subscribe to that, too. Cheap plug, go on the Talkinator right up there. You can subscribe to all of my stuff non-wrestling related. And then, yeah, so I did that. Then, we went to the fireworks last night, actually. And then we went out to eat this morning for breakfast. And I was with my friend Isaiah Griffith. You've probably seen him before. You've seen him on this channel. And you've seen him on my own The Talkinator channel. Another cheap plug right up there. My two sisters, my older sister's boyfriend, and then my dad went too. And Adam from CM Brothers, which you can subscribe to that. That's going to be right there. Another cheap plug also went too, so that was kind of cool stuff. But now I'm back in Massachusetts, back in the real world, and now it's time to get back. I got to catch up on my wrestling. I have a lot of wrestling I missed from last week, so I'm going to talk about it. So this video, because I figured instead of talking about it in separate videos, I'll just talk about it all in one video just to get it out of the way. Makes my life easier and makes your lives easier. So I'm going to watch wrestling. So this video is going to be called WWE Reviews because I'm only going to talk about WWE in this video. WWE Reviews from June 30th, 2015 through July 4th, 2015, because there was no wrestling on yesterday. And, yeah, July 4th, 2015, also known as the 4th of July. Yeah, I have a lot of wrestling I gotta do, the videos I gotta do, and I'm gonna do them. So the first thing, so I'm going to be doing a main event from last week, NXT. I've always seen NXT, but I have to watch it again because I didn't get to review it, and I actually didn't get to finish it. So I'm going to watch that again, which I don't mind. It was good. So good I got to see it twice. But yeah, I watched NXT. I got to watch NXT, SmackDown, the Finn Balor documentary, WWE Superstars, and the live show they had in Japan on the 4th of July at like 5:30 in the morning. So I gotta watch all that stuff. So I have 6 things I'm gonna talk about in this video. I'm gonna talk about all of it, and yeah, that's all. That's about it. So I'm gonna start with main event. Main event took place on June 30th, 2015, and that's all the information I can really give you right now because I haven't actually watched the show. So when I watch the show, I will come back and give you my thoughts on this last week's main event. So I'll be back then. Okay, so we had Rich Brennan and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary this week for main event, and I actually thought they did a pretty good job on commentary together. I thought this was a good team. I'd like to see them pair up a lot more. But we get the first match on the show. It's Bo Dallas versus Zack Ryder. And before the match, Bo Dallas cuts a promo on The Rock and how when he was a kid, The Rock was his hero. They took a picture together when he was a kid, and he puts the picture up on the Titantron, and he actually looks nothing like himself now than he was a kid. But it was like an old picture of The Rock, though, by the way. It's like when he had hair and all stuff. It was probably from, like, the Attitude Era, I'm thinking. And then, he says that The Rock was his hero, and he thought when he showed up, he geeked out like a little kid pretty much, and said that but and he thought The Rock was gonna be inspirational to him, but he wasn't, and he says that that's not gonna happen to you guys, because if you guys clean up your pathetic lives and worship me, I can be your hero. And then he says, as long as you guys believe. So I thought he cut a solid promo here. I like Bo Dallas. I wish they'd utilize him a little bit better. But when we get the match between Bo Dallas and Zack Ryder, I thought it was a really good match. And it was pretty good stuff. Zack Ryder tries to do a dive, and Bo Dallas pulls the apron down, and Zack Ryder lands balls first on the apron, which was pretty cool. And then Zack Ryder makes his comeback, and he goes for a drop kick off the second turnbuckle, but Bo Dallas moves out of the way. And then he tries to charge at Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder pulls the rope down, and then he hits a drop kick off the apron onto Bo Dallas on the floor, which was really cool. And then Zack Ryder goes for the Rough Rider. Dallas hits a power bomb and the Bulldog for the win, and then does his victory lap. But I thought it was a really solid match, and yeah, it was really good. So then the next match we get is Fandango versus Heath Slater, and this match actually ended up surprising me. I thought this was actually a really good match. I think this was actually the match of the night for me, which is actually saying a lot because of what was on this card. The match starts out right away with Fandango hitting like a spear on Heath Slater, and then they're gonna do that spot where the guy will go down on his stomach, and then they'll jump over them, and they're gonna do that spot several times. But Fandango just knees it right in the back of the head, which I thought was really cool. And then he hits a dive onto Slater, which was cool. And then Fandango's lands awkwardly on his knee, so he starts holding his knee. And Slater hits a calf kick on him, and Slater gets the heat on Fandango for a while. And then Fandango starts making his comeback, and Heath Slater ends up hitting a DDT on Fandango. He kicks out, and then Heath Slater starts arguing with the ref. Fandango tries to roll him up for the win. Heath Slater kicks out, and then he hits a Falcon Arrow suplex and the drop kick, which Brennan called the Last Dance. So I think that's his name of his finisher now, on Heath Slater for the win. But yeah, I really like this match. I think because I was seeing them do stuff they've never really done before, because Fandango was pulling out moves I've never seen him do before, and so was Heath Slater. So I thought that was cool. So then we get the main event. It's Jack Swagger versus Luke Harper. And this match was pretty good. I thought they've had better matches, but this was still a good match. Jack Swagger gets thrown into the steel steps by Harper. Ribs first, and Harper starts targeting his ribs, gets the heat on his ribs for a while. Jack Swagger makes his comeback, then Harper hits a super kick on him, Swagger kicks out, and then Swagger goes to charge at the corner. Harper knees him in the face and hits the disc clothesline for the win, and Luke Harper goes over here, and that was the end of the show. And overall, I thought main event was pretty good. They had 3 solid matches on the show, and I liked main event this week. I thought it was a pretty good show. I liked the every match on the show pretty much. So that's pretty much it for my main event, and now I'm gonna go watch NXT and review that. Okay, so now on to NXT for July 1st, 2015. I originally did start watching the show, but I didn't get to finish it because I went to the Cape, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, on to this show. We get Byron Saxton, Rich Brennan, and Corey Graves on commentary. We get the Vaudevillains, which consist of Aiden English and Simon Goss versus Dash and Wilder. And Dash and Wilder consist of shit, I forget. Dash, Wilder, and no. I remember. I don't remember. Yeah, I forget now because I just wow. But yeah, the Vaudevillains win. When Simon Gosh hit the uppercut in England, Aiden English hit the neck breaker for the win. And I was happy with this. I'm liking the role that the Vaudevillains are on. They're looking really strong right now, and I'm enjoying them as faces. And I like it how they have it on key when they come out and they do the handshake, and then they like change their theme song right when they're done with the handshake. I think that's perfect. So I like that. But next the next thing that happened was Becky Lynch got interviewed earlier this week, and she was at the Performance Center, and we found out that at NXT Takeover Unstoppable, she ended up tearing her hip, and she tried to fight through the pain, but she's gonna be out. She can't for a couple of months, and she said that she will come back and win the NXT Women's Championship and take over and take over NXT and call it NBXT, which I thought was awesome. And it is a shame that Becky Lynch is injured. I really do like Becky Lynch. I think she has a lot of talent, and you know, I think she is good being a face. I think she's that good underdog, and I have a feeling when she comes back, she will end up being a future NXT Women's Champion. So I can't wait to see that. So then we get Baron Corbin versus Tucker Knight. And Tucker Knight is actually a pretty big dude. He actually is really big. I think he could be something. But Baron Corbin beats him in like a minute. He hits the ends of days on him for the win. This was impressive, though, because Baron Corbin beat a big guy like that in so little time. And I think the tough thing is they don't really have a lot of storylines for Baron Corbin because it's tough to decide what you want to do with him right now. So I think just having him coming out and just squashing guys and having them look strong is fine with me. And then William Regal is backstage, and Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy and the Vaudevillains are with them. They're arguing about who's going to get the next NXT Tag Team Championship match. So William Regal announces that next week it's going to be, well, actually this week is going to be Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Vaudevillains in a #1 contenders match for the NXT Tag Team Championships, which I think is awesome. I think that should be a really good match, and it makes sense because Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy was screwed out of the NXT Tag Team titles, and the Vaudevillains have been on a winning streak lately, so why not have them both fight off? And Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy both own victories over the NXT Tag Team Champions, so it makes sense. I think they're going to win, though, just because they still have that whole feud going on with Blake and Murphy. Okay, next, we get the Who is Finn Balor Part 3. So this is just his time in NXT, and he's with Sami Zayn, and they talk about how he liked making fan art, and ever since recently he came to the WWE, he liked he liked doing this for the kids. He wanted to be like a role model to the kids, and then it shows him getting signed to the WWE, which was really cool. And he talked about too how he liked doing fan art, and he liked having everybody you know, draw pictures of him because he used to do that as a kid himself. And then it shows Dusty Rhodes showing Finn Balor the ropes and how to, you know, do the moves in the ring. And Matt Bloom, Matt Bloom said that you know, when he was in Japan, that really got him over. And then it shows his debut coming when he came to the WWE, how it had Prince Devitt on the screen, and then Finn Balor showed up. And we find out Finn Balor is from a Greek god in Ireland. I forget his name, but his name was like Finn, and he had to beat this demon called Balor. And his dad was Finno or something. That was his name, but they would just call him Finn. So he thought that was a really cool. That's why his name is Finn Balor. And it shows Triple H showing him how to do his entrance because he doesn't really know how to. He already knows how to do the moveset, but they just need to show him how to do camera angles and stuff because he didn't really have to do that stuff in Japan. And it shows all that happening. And then they talks about how he's really quiet and shy. And Finn Balor says that when he gets into this inner demon, he feels like a completely different person. He feels like he could change his persona. You know, it shows all his matches when he is that inner demon. And when they were doing his entrances, it shows Triple H showing him how to do it. And he says that when he does that, they're doing it because it feels like a movie, because they're putting on a show for the fans. They're trying to put on a good product. And then it shows him becoming the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. And the announcement, and talk about how he's going to go meet all his friends and family in Japan. It shows his first show in Ireland with the WWE. And he actually had a match with Neville, which was really cool. And it showed him winning the match, and and he said that if you had asked me if I was going to do this fight in the same place where I have saw guys like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels wrestle, I would have told you were crazy. And then it goes through, and Becky Lynch talks about how he could be the future of the WWE. She believes that he is the future of the WWE. Nobody deserves this opportunity more than him. Then Finn Balor says that that anytime he tries to go to any wrestling company, that he wants to make it a better place, and he feels like he's made it a better place, and he plans on doing the same thing with NXT, and eventually when he gets up to the main WWE roster. And that was really it. That was the end of the whole Who is Finn Balor thing. I really enjoyed these little series, and now it looks like they're going to do more on the WWE Network, which I will watch. And I might review it. It says it's going to be the same thing, and I've kind of already talked about it. But if there's stuff I haven't talked about, I'll come on here later on and kind of talk about it myself. But I really enjoyed this video package. So then it shows Eva Marie training, because she's trying to get a match on NXT, and it shows William Regal and the woman trainer watching her, Sarah something, I forget her last name. She was like a really popular wrestler, though, in the indies. But Eva Marie's training. Eventually, I think she'll get her match, and then she'll be pushed. I hope she's really good, though. She didn't look that bad when I was watching it, but she was doing moves that anybody could do, like suplexes and stuff, so we're going to have to wait and see. So then we get Emma with Dana Brooke versus Carmella. And Carmella comes out and says that her name is Carmella. She is absolutely fabulous and stuff like that. And she says, Ella, bada boom, hottest chick in the ring. She's starting to grow that Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy personality, and I think she fits the role really perfectly. The match actually was pretty good. It was a solid women's match. Emma wins with the Emma lock, and she wins. I really am enjoying Emma as a heel, too. I really enjoy her. And then Bo Dempsey's backstage, and he's trying to get the vending machine because he's pissed that he ate his dollar and he didn't give him his food. And there's like a bunch of like Dorito chip bags on the floor, too, because he's just a fat. And he tries to take a chair and break the machine, but William Regal takes it and he sits him down. And Bo Dempsey says, well, the machine ate my dollar, I want my food. And William Regal's just like, and then he had chocolate all over his face, and he takes that and kind of tastes it. And William Regal says that you need to get your act together, because if we have to have another conversation, you're not going to like the outcome. And I think that was really awesome. So I have a feeling Bo Dempsey, I saw on the live show, too. By the way, I forgot to mention, if you want to see my review of the live show of NXT, click right up here on my trip to Florida video. I forgot to mention that. And I forgot to mention, too, Tough Enough isn't going to be included in this video. That's going to be its own separate thing. This is just going to be the other WWE products. But Tough Enough's going to be its own thing. But anyhow, yeah, I have a feeling eventually they'll have a conversation and William Regal will fire him and then he'll come back or something. We're going to have to wait and see. And then it shows a Finn Balor video package hyping up his match in Japan that happened last Saturday that I haven't seen yet. And it just talks about how he's the inner demon and stuff like that. And he says, I can't hide anymore. And it shows him like taking off his suit and stuff, and then the demon would come out. It was really cool. And it really made me look forward to the match at the NXT that show that happened. And then Jason Jordan gets interviewed, and he talks about how he didn't really want to do this interview. It wasn't his fault he lost the tag team match. It's his partners that he's been picking. And then Chad Gable comes up and says that he's been watching his matches. He's been studying him, and he says, you should choose me as a tag team partner. I'm willing, and I'm something else willing in Gable. But Jason Jordan just walks away, and he's upset he called him a loser. I thought this was good stuff. I'm enjoying those segments. I can't wait, because I eventually they are going to become a tag team, so I can't wait to see that. And then we get Tyler Breeze versus Ty Dillinger. This match was solid. Tyler Breeze hit a 6 stand-up neckbreaker on Ty Dillinger. And then Ty Dillinger went for a clothesline, and Tyler Breeze ducked it into a beauty shot for the win. So I thought this was a solid match here, and I'm liking Tyler Breeze as a face because he pretty much turned face, so I'm enjoying that. And then Emma and Dana Brooke are backstage. They're trying to, they're like looking at Sasha Banks' NXT Women's Championship, and Sasha Banks talks trash to him, and they say that since we're gonna take over the women's division on NXT, we're gonna you're gonna hold in the NXT Women's Championship. And Sasha Banks challenges them both to a match, and they pretty much say that you have to get a tag team partner, but you're not gonna get a tag team partner because nobody likes you because she's been a bitch to everybody. And Sasha Banks said she'll get a tag team partner, so it's probably either gonna be Charlotte or Bayley. Most likely Charlotte because Dana Brooks feuding with Charlotte, and that should be good. I'm actually looking forward to that match, no matter who it is. So I can't wait to see that. And then we get the main event. It's Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Rhino and Kevin Owens. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe dominate the match for a while, and then Kevin Owens and Rhino get the heat on Finn Balor. And then one spot in the match is Kevin Owens just starts hitting all of John Cena's moves onto Finn Balor, which was really cool because Kevin Owens is actually set to have a match at Battleground against John Cena for Cena's U.S. title. And I thought that was awesome. And then he goes for the yay on Finn Balor. Finn Balor counters into a the double stomp on his chest. And then he tags in Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe gets the hot tag on Rhino. And then Samoa Joe hits Kevin Owens off the apron, and then Rhino hits a spine buster on him. Samoa Joe kicks out. Then Owens tries to charge at Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe hits that Uranagi out of the corner on him, he tags in Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens is the legal man at this point too, and he's gonna hit the muscle buster on Kevin Owens, Rhino knocks Finn Balor off the top rope, and Samoa Joe knocks Rhino off the apron. And then Kevin Owens hits the pop-up powerbomb on Samoa Joe, which was really impressive because for Kevin Owens to hit it on a guy that size, I thought that was really cool. And then Finn Balor double teams and Rhino double team Finn Balor. Rhino tries to and then Kevin Owens actually too hit a super kick on Finn Balor, and Finn Balor hit a Pele on him, which was really cool. And then Rhino goes to gore Finn Balor, but Finn Balor moves out of the way and hits the gore on Kevin Owens by accident. And then Finn Balor drop kicks Rhino into and all his Rhino's weight goes into Kevin Owens because he was like sitting down in the corner, which was really cool. And then Finn Balor hits another drop kick on Kevin Owens, and then Balor hits the Pele. No, not the what's the name? Coup de grace on Kevin Owens, covers him and gets the win and pins the NXT champion. I thought that was really cool to see that happen. And then that was the end of the show. I thought that was the main event, and I really enjoyed the main event. It was a really solid match. It really got good towards the end of the match, but it was a really solid tag team match. And overall, I thought NXT was really good this week. I liked the tag team match in the beginning of the show, Becky Lynch's interview, Baron Corbin's being utilized properly, the whole William Regal Bo Dempsey thing was really good. The Who is Finn Balor again, the women's match was really good, and Tyler Breeze versus Ty Dillinger was good. Main event was good, and the whole backstage segment with Sasha Banks and Emma and Dana Brooke was really good. So I thought NXT was really good last week, actually, I should say. And that's about it. So now I'm going to go watch SmackDown, and then I'll get that review up for you. Okay, so I had to move outside. And you could probably hear fireworks behind me, but I had to move outside. Okay. Alright. I'm trying to talk over this. But I had to move outside because the only way I can really watch SmackDown with Wi-Fi is if I come out here and, talk about it. So that's what I'm doing. So this SmackDown is for June 2nd, 2015. And there's the fireworks. I can't do anything about the fireworks. They're shooting them off by my beach. But yeah, this is this SmackDown. And I'm going to watch it off that wrestling site. And it's broken up into 2 parts, so as I'm done reviewing each part, I'll come back on and talk about it. So I'm going to watch part 1, then I'll watch part 2, and if there's more parts after that, I'll watch them and review them. Okay, so we get Jimmy Uso, Tom Phillips, and Jerry the Kid Lawler on commentary for this show. Seth Rollins and J&J Security, which consists of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, come out and cut a promo, and they pretty much brag about how they have taken out Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They took out two of the people that main evented WrestleMania. Um, they say that they say that it's going to be moments that people will remember forever, and he just pretty much gloats about all the gifts that he bought J&J Security, and then he says that Corporate Kane made 2 matches before he flew off to Japan for that live show, and he said he made a match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. That's if Roman Reigns can make it tonight, because he's possibly too injured to wrestle the match. And then Dean Ambrose comes out, and he thinks about it twice. He goes back to the locker room. He runs out with a kendo stick and pretty much chases off Rollins and J&J Security. And Seth Rollins tells Dean Ambrose that his match with Bray Wyatt is going to be right now. So we get that match, and Bray Wyatt hits the flying forearm onto, I meant mauled by bugs, by the way, on Dean Ambrose, and dominates the match for a little bit. Then Ambrose makes a comeback, hits a neck break on Wyatt. Wyatt rolls outside the ring. Ambrose tries to go out after him. Wyatt goes for a clothesline. Ambrose ducks that. Wyatt tries to throw Ambrose on the ring, but Ambrose spins back out and hits a clothesline on him. And then Dean Ambrose hits a suicide dive and a tornado DDT on Bray Wyatt. He goes for a rebound clothesline, but Wyatt counters into a clothesline of his own, then a senton on him. And Wyatt tried to cover him, but Ambrose kicked out. And then Ambrose starts hitting all his comeback on him. He hits the elbow from the top. And then he goes for Dirty Deeds, but Wyatt tries to counter into the Sister Abigail. Wyatt counters that. Then he rolls outside the ring. Ambrose tries to go off the announce table and attack Bray Wyatt, but Wyatt hits like a standing rock bottom onto the barricade on Ambrose, and then he puts Ambrose back in the ring, hits the Sister Abigail on him for the win. So I thought this was a really good match, and I thought Bray Wyatt looked really strong here when he won, so I thought this was good stuff. So then we get Adam Rose with Rosa Mendez versus R-Truth, and Adam Rose says that he gets on the mic and he says, "You just don't get it. You guys don't get what real true love is, because that's what me and Rosa have." And then R-Truth comes out, and he cuts like one of those little videos before the match, and he says that he's going to make a few decrees to pretty much get rid of Ken Barrett. And then he gets on the mic, and instead of saying like the town that he's in, he says, "Kingdom of SmackDown, what's up?" So that was about it. The match wasn't really bad or anything. It was just kind of there. R-Truth wins with the pay dirt, so that was fine. And he has like this, I guess, what do they call it? Like the capes that the Kins normally wear, and it says "Kin, what's up?" on it, because that's what he's calling himself now. And then we get Mark Henry interview, and he says that Ryback isn't gonna pick him up for Shell Shocked, and he says that when he says Big Show and his name, he's using it under disrespect. So I thought this was fine. I thought Mark Henry cut a pretty good promo here. I really enjoy him as a heel, so I thought that was awesome stuff. And right now, currently, what's going on is Mark Henry versus Ryback, but I'm not quite done with the match yet. So when I'm done watching that match, I'll come back and talk about it. But that's been SmackDown so far. SmackDown's actually been fine so far. It hasn't really been anything terrible, really. It's been kind of like an average show, though, but it hasn't been terrible, though. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I'm inside now. Pretty much the reason is because I was getting mobbed by bugs out there, so I came in here. Yeah, so I have a lot of bug bites on me, mainly on my ass. But probably didn't need to know that, but I told you anyways. So let's finish up this SmackDown review. We have Mark Henry versus Ryback. And this was actually a solid match here. I didn't think it was like a great match, but it was a solid match. The psychology was pretty good, because Ryback was trying to do like a suplex or like a body slam with his finisher, the Shell Shock, on Mark Henry, and he couldn't pick him up because he was too big. So the psychology was pretty good. Even though we've seen Ryback do it, I think they just wanted to do it this time. I don't know why, but they did. But eventually Ryback does all those things. He hits a suplex on him, Mihawk clothesline. Then he goes for the Shell Shock. Mark Henry punches him in the ribs, tries to go for the World's Strongest Slam, and then Ryback countered into the Shell Shock for the win. So I thought this was a really solid match. Jimmy Uso on commentary was really good because when he hit that show shock, he stood up and marked out for it, which really made the moment really good. It made it something that the fans should care about. He was really good on commentary too. Actually, he's really funny at times, and he can get you hyped up for the stuff that you should be hyped up for. So I think he's really Jimmy Uso has been pretty good on commentary. Um, and then Seth Rollins and J&J Security are backstage, and they're pretty much are just using the Apple Watches, saying they got like text messages and stuff like that, pretty much saying Roman Reigns isn't going to come here at all tonight. He's not even in the building. Hasn't even shown up. He's not going to show up to the match tonight. And I think that I'm assuming WWE made some sort of WWE made some sort of deal where they want to get where they promote the Apple Watch because they promote it a lot. So yeah. So then we get Brie Bella with Alicia Fox versus Naomi. I think Naomi's a face because Naomi was the face in this match and Brie was the heel. So okay match. Brie Bella wins with the face buster. I really don't care about the Divas division because the WWE uses them like shit. This is an example because Naomi was a heel like a week ago and now all of a sudden she's a face for no reason. And they really have backed off Naomi. It makes no sense. The match itself wasn't bad though. It was pretty good in some places. And then Bray Wyatt's backstage. He cuts a promo on Roman Reigns saying that he's the reason he's not here tonight and he wants him to be there because he wants to take him out of Battleground. He talks about how he took away the opportunity to save Dean Ambrose. And he says that you don't always get to win in the end. It's anyone but you. You don't get to rise to the top. And he says that he grew up with everything. And I grew up with nothing. I thought he cut a solid promo, but I'm going to make a video about... This time I am going to make the video too. There'll be no me going to the Cape. I'm going to make a video later this week or today talking about Bray Wyatt and how the creative have ruined him. Okay, so the next match is the Ascension, which consists of Conor and Victor versus the Primetime Players, which consists of Dale Young and Titus O'Neil. The tag team match was really solid. I enjoyed it. Dale Young hits a wicked forearm on Conor in the match. I thought that was cool. And the Primetime Players dominate the Ascension for a while. And then Dale Young hits a back suplex on the apron onto Victor. And then Victor throws him right into the steel post. And I actually thought the way Dale Young sold it that he broke his nose here. So I thought that was cool. Then the Ascension dominate Dale Young for a while. Then Titus O'Neil gets the hot tag. Okay. Okay. I won't. But yeah, Titus O'Neil gets the hot tag. Then Dale Young takes out Victor and hits a flying clothesline off the apron on the floor onto Victor. And then Titus O'Neil hits the Clash of the Titans on Conor for the win. And the match itself was good, but it sucks that the WWE doesn't push the Ascension. So, yeah. And then Rusev and Summer Rae come out to cut a promo. Summer Rae says that she apologizes for her action for sinking Solo to Lana's, but it felt good to slap that gold digger right in the face. Russo talks about how he doesn't care about Lana anymore. He has a new woman now, and he says that he wants, and he says that Summer Rae is really beautiful, and he actually accidentally says, "I have a better Lana now. I mean woman." Now I don't know if this was a botch or not, because then later when the segment's over, they bring it up on commentary. So I'm not really sure if this was a botch or if this is part of the storyline. I'm not really sure. And he talks about how Summer Rae can speak up for herself and knows her place, which she didn't really get a good look on her face when he said that. And then he says that he felt like he had nothing at one point, and he wants to do the same thing to Dolph. He's going to destroy Dolph and make him feel like he has nothing. That was pretty much the whole segment. Like I said, didn't care for it because I don't care about this feud. Summer Rae's doing a good job in this role, though. I think she's really good at getting heat, so I thought this was fine. Like, for Summer Rae purposes, but the segment itself was bad. I've talked about it countless times. This is Bayley and Rusev. This guy was, like, undefeated for a year, really dominant, and then all of a sudden this has happened, and it's gone nowhere. And it's really awkward, too, because Rusev and Lana are actually dated in real life, so... Yeah, and Lana's been really bland ever since she's turned face too. So that's kind of how we feel. So then we get the main event. We get Seth Rollins with J&J Security versus Roman Reigns. Um, Seth Rollins comes out and he pretty much um, just wants to take a count out victory. So the win the bell, J&J Security try to count Roman Reigns out, but Roman Reigns ends up showing up anyways. Big surprise. I wasn't shocked at all, by the way. Big surprise though. Roman Reigns showed up, and he beats the shit out of Seth Rollins. But then Seth Rollins attacks him, and then tries to powerbomb Joey Mercury, and then Seth Rollins kicks him in the ribs, powerbombs him into the turnbuckle. Then he dominates Roman Reigns for a while, targets the ribs, goes off the top rope, and does a double stomp to his ribs, which is really cool. And then what happens next? He dominates Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns makes his comeback. Um, he hits he hits a power bomb at Seth Rollins. Goes for the Superman punch. Jamie Noble grabs his leg of Joey Mercury. Runs and attacks him. Everybody starts attacking Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose runs out, starts taking on everyone, but with a kendo stick, except for Jamie Noble. He did hit him once, but he didn't hit him like immensely because he's still kind of injured from the injured ribs. Um, he starts taking on everybody though. Then Roman Reigns hits Seth Rollins, tries to hit a pedigree on Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns hits him with a Superman punch, then tries to spear Seth Rollins, but J&J Security pull him out, and then Ambrose and Reigns grab Joey Mercury, and Reigns hits a Superman punch on him. Ambrose beats the shit out of him with the kendo stick, and then Reigns hits the spear on him, and then they celebrate to end the show. And I actually thought it was a really good ending, and the match itself between Rollins and Reigns wasn't bad, and the aftermath was pretty good. And overall, I thought SmackDown was pretty good this week. You had that pretty good opening promo segment with Rollins and J&J Security. Ambrose and Wyatt had a really good match. R-Truth and Adam Rose was whatever. Mark Henry and Ryback, that stuff was pretty good. The backstage segment with Rollins and J&J Security was what it was. They were just trying to promote the Apple. Divas match was a good match. Just don't care about the story. Wyatt's promo was really good. The tag team match was good. The only thing I really could say that I hated on this show was Rusev and Summer Rae's little segment because I don't care about the story. But everything else was pretty good. The tag team match, I'll admit, the booking, the way the Ascension's book sucks, but the match itself, at least they're looking strong in the match, I guess. I don't know. But overall, I thought SmackDown was pretty good this week. So I'm going to go watch the Finn Balor thing now on the network. And I don't really know if I'm going to review that yet because of the fact that they say it's pretty much the same thing, except the parts that they did on NXT are just all going to be at once. But if they do something different that's worth mentioning, I'll come on here and talk about it. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so I decided not to talk about the Finn Balor documentary like really at all because it's pretty much the same stuff that I just said. So, check out this video and the past two NXT reviews to check out my thoughts on it. I'll link the NXT videos and then you can just go to the beginning. I pretty much already talk about it. So, I'm going to talk about WWE Superstars now. This episode happened on July 3rd, 2015. We had Jimmy Uso, Rich Brennan, and Byron Saxon on commentary. The first match was the Ascension versus the Mega Powers. Now, no, this isn't the Mega Powers from the 80s. This is the Mega Powers from 2015. That is a parody of the 80s version, if that makes sense. And this tag team consists of Macho Man and Axelmania. Ascension win with the Fallen Man on Axelmania. Nothing more to say. I like the Mega Powers as a one-time thing. I think that should have just been a one-time thing. You did the whole Mega Powers thing, and then you just go back to normal, and never bring it up again. But they made it a permanent gimmick. So, out of all the time WWE to not drop things, you choose now. So fuck you for that. But yeah, at least the Ascension can beat somebody on some tag team on the roster. Even it has to be a tag team like this. Then the main event was Adam Rose with Rosa Mendes versus Fandango. This match would have made sense to happen, maybe 3 months ago? Maybe 3 or 4 months ago, because Fandango had turned on Rosa Mendes, and then Rosa Mendes ended up going with Adam Rose, so this match would have made total sense to happen 3 months ago as a feud, but I guess they decided not to do that. They just waited till now. So good job, WWE. This match actually was pretty quick and fast paced. Adam Rose and Fandango are actually pretty good wrestlers. I really enjoy their in-ring style. I never really get to see them do moves because they usually get jobbed out on Raw or SmackDown. So I actually liked this. But Adam Rose wins with the party foul, but they called it something else, but I don't remember what it was called. And before the match, Adam Rose and Rosa Mendes talk about how they're like the best couple ever. I guess that's going to be the regular thing every time Adam Rose has a match. But that was Superstars this week. I think I only watched like 13 minutes of this show. Everything else was recaps. I'm gonna have to say this isn't really worth checking out because the first match wasn't I didn't like, wasn't really anything special. The second match was really fast paced, but that's like probably 5 minutes. So you know, but other than that, I'm gonna go watch the live show now. And then I'll come back and do my review of that. Okay, so now I'm here to give you my WWE The Beast in the East review. Now, the reason why I didn't do this video right when it, went off the air, or right when I was done watching it, is because I was so tired I couldn't even keep my eyes open. So I went to sleep. But I literally just woke up, and I said I would do this video right when I woke up, so I'm doing just that. So let's get on with the review. This was the first ever time they aired a WWE show in Japan, which was really cool. And I'm going to talk about that. I'll say this, the crowd was... I like watching the Japan crowd. They're not like a crowd from like the USA or England where they chant everything. Like, this is awesome and stuff like that. But when a wrestler's done like doing a move, they'll clap for it to show respect. I really think that's awesome, and they do like they go whoa to show those support. I really think that's awesome. But this was in the Tokyo Dome, which was really cool. It looked like a cool arena, so I like that. So let's get on with the review itself. We get Byron Saxton and Michael Cole on commentary for this show. They're actually not a bad pair up together, but I wish we could have had Jim Ross and William Regal on commentary or something. That would have been cool. So then we get the first match on the show, and it's actually Chris Jericho versus Neville. Yes, Chris Jericho returned here. This was the first time I seen Chris Jericho wrestle since last year, in 2014, maybe in the fall. So I thought that was cool to see him back wrestling again. And he wrestles Neville, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is going to be a match. And it was. Chris Jericho clotheslines Neville outside the ring. Then he does the springboard dropkick. He dominates Neville for a while. He puts his knees up to Neville's spine and gets him in a submission hold, which was really cool. And Neville makes a little bit of a comeback. He tries to go for the red arrow. Jericho counters it. He gets a superplex off the top rope. Then Chris Jericho, Neville tries to roll up Chris Jericho, but he kicks out. Then Chris Jericho hits a wicked and Seguri on him, which was cool. And then Neville starts to make his comeback. He starts hitting all his moves on Jericho. He hit the flip dive outside the ring. Then Jericho gets him in the walls of Jericho. Neville counters into a roll-up, but Jericho kicks out of that. Then Neville goes for the Hurricanrana. Jericho counters into a wall of Jericho. Neville gets to the ropes for that. Neville hits a springboard dropkick on a Jericho because he tried to go for the red arrow, but Jericho got to his feet before he could do it. But then Neville just did the springboard dropkick. Then Neville hits a wicked crossbody on a Jericho, which was cool. And then Jericho hits a cold breaker on Neville right off the top rope, which looked really cool. Neville sold it really well, and Chris Jericho took a little too long to get into the cover, so it allowed Neville to regain his composure and kick out. Then Neville tries to go for the red arrow a second time. Jericho knees him in the gut, gets him in the walls of Jericho, and he really like bends back on it. He does it. What do they call it? And he puts his knee on it. I forget what it's called when he does it that way, because I haven't seen him wrestle in that long. but he does it that way and never ends up tapping out. Jericho wins the match. I thought this was a really good match, really good opener, really good way to open the show. I don't really know if I agree with Chris Jericho going over here because Neville's going to be around longer. He's the full-time guy. I think you should have put Neville on him, but Neville came this close to winning, so I thought it was fine. Then we get Nikki Bella defending the Divas Championship against Paige and Tamina Snuka. This match was okay. I thought it was actually a really decent Divas match. Tamina Snuka takes up both Paige and Nikki Bella. Paige and Nikki Bella work together to take out Tamina. They hit a double suplex on her, then double clothesline her. No, and then a double drop kick outside the ring. Or clothesline, I forget which one. And then they start taking out each other. Paige ends up hitting the Rampage onto Nikki Bella, but Nikki Bella kicks out of it. And then Paige is trying to superplex Nikki Bella off the top turnbuckle, but then Nikki Bella comes in and powerbombs Paige, and then Paige ends up hitting the superplex anyway. They do that spot a lot, but it's still a pretty good spot. Nikki Bella hits a knee to the face on Tamina, and then Paige hits a big boot on her. And then Tamina Snuka super kicks Paige, and then Samoan drops Nikki, and then goes for the Samoan splash off the top, but Nikki Bella moves out of the way, hits a forearm on the rack attack. It cuts out, but I think she hit it on Tamina Snuka for the win. And the match was really solid, and I really liked it. It was a really good match. Solid Divas match. Probably going to be the best Divas match of the year on the WWE main roster anyway. Most likely. And then we get Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar destroys Kofi Kingston. Who really thought Kofi Kingston had a chance of winning this match? There's more likely the chance that he would win a Money in the Bank ladder match than would beat Brock Lesnar in a match. Get out of here if you thought he was thinking winning this match. Brock Lesnar kills him here, hits the German suplexes, and then they have 5 for the win. Afterwards, he gets back in the win, hits another German suplex, another F5, and then the rest of New Day come out, Big E and Xavier Woods. He destroys them, hits clotheslines and F5s on them, and then he just leaves. I thought this was awesome. Brock Lesnar looked really dominant here. He looked like a badass. I thought that was awesome, and it was nice to see the New Day get destroyed because everybody knows that I hate the New Day. So I thought this was awesome stuff. And then we get Kevin Owens defending the NXT Championship against Finn Balor. I thought the hype video was awesome for this match, showing Finn Balor's when he was in Japan as Prince Devitt and all that stuff. And then Kevin Owens talking about how he's not going to beat him for the NXT Championship. And talks about how he's going to destroy Finn Balor. He's going to take him out. He says he's going to destroy him right in front of Japan, and he's going to enjoy seeing a bunch of Japan people cry. Finn Balor talks about how he's going to... and then they talk about how he pinned him in the tag team match, and he was the first superstar to ever defeat Kevin Owens on NXT, and he says now he knows he can beat Kevin Owens, but now the universe knows. Well, he says he always knows, but now the universe knows. I thought it was really good. And Finn Balor comes out to his the demon persona. I really like it when he comes out like that. And they do this thing too in Japan. Every time there's a championship match, they have women's come down. 2 Japanese ladies will give each superstar flowers, and Kevin Owens just tosses them right outside the windows, disrespect, which was really cool. And then Finn Balor, right off the bat, just hits a drop kick right into the turnbuckle, and he immediately goes for the coup de grace, like he thought he was going to win it right there, but Kevin Owens rolls outside the ring before he can hit it. And then Finn Balor just dominates Kevin Owens in the beginning of the match. It's the drop kick into the guardrail. And then he just takes control, cross bodies him from the top. Awesome stuff. He just dominates him. Kevin Owens takes control though. He grounds him. He just pounds and mounds Finn Balor. Finn Balor tries to go, and then he tries to Irish whip Finn Balor into the turnbuckle. He jumps over the rope, tries to do a springboard onto Kevin Owens, but he punches him in the face, and then Kevin Owens throws Balor into the steel steps. And then Kevin Owens continues to dominate Finn Balor. Sorry. Kevin Owens continues to dominate Finn Balor. He just really takes control. He hits, then Finn Balor makes his, he ends up hitting all of John Cena's moves on Finn Balor again. He did it on NXT. He did it again on this show. He goes for the AA. Finn Balor counters with a drop kick. And then Finn Balor makes his comeback. He hits a slim blade on him. And then he hits a drop kick into the corner. He hits the coup de grace the first time. Kevin Owens kicked out of it. And then Finn Balor hits a Pele. Kevin Owens kicked out of that. Kevin Owens hits a super kick. And then he grabs Finn Balor into a chokehold and throws him up, which was really cool. And Balor kicked out of that. Finn Balor hits the reverse DDT on Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens kicked out of that. Kevin Owens hits a rolling senton, a running rolling senton on off the top turnbuckle onto Finn Balor, but Finn Balor kicked out of that. And then Kevin Owens goes for the pump up powerbomb. Finn Balor jumps over him, hits the drop kick into the turnbuckle, hits the drop kick again into the turnbuckle while Kevin Owens is sitting down, and then hits the coup de grace, gets the win, and becomes the brand new NXT champion. This was a really awesome moment because the crowd was really behind Finn Balor here, you know, because it was in Japan, and it was really awesome. They really hyped this up really well with all these hype videos for Finn Balor. I had a feeling he was going to win the NXT Championship, but I really didn't know at the same time because Kevin Owens had been so dominant. And it makes sense because I think Kevin Owens is going to go up to the main roster. Eventually, down the line, he'll probably beat John Cena for the United States Championship and become the brand new United States Champion. So, it makes sense. And if they have a rematch, I'm really looking forward to that. So, we're going to have to wait and see for that. What else was really good? And afterwards, Finn Balor... Tasami Fujinami comes out, whoever you say his name, and congratulates Finn Balor, celebrates with them. And then Kevin Owens gets up, and Finn Balor puts his hand out like he wants to shake it, but Kevin Owens just walks outside the ring, so it really made him look like a badass right there. Then the main event, we get Ken Barrett and Corporate Kane versus Dolph Ziggler and John Cena. This match was a decent tag team match. I don't think it was main event quality. I think the only reason it main evented was because John Cena was in it. I think the NXT Championship match should have main evented. And the faces dominate the heels for a while, and then the heels, Barrett and Kane, get the heat on John Cena for a while, and then Cena hits an AA on both of them, but he still can't make the tag. Kane tries to chokeslam Cena. Cena jumps over him, tags in Ziggler. He gets the hot tag, starts going off on everybody. Hits a super kick on Kane. And then Barrett and Kane dominate Ziggler for a while, like really a long time. And then eventually Dolph Ziggler gets the hot tag on John Cena. Cena hits all his moves on Barrett. And then Kane tries to come in. Ziggler hits a super kick and Cena hits an AA on him. And then the same thing happens to Barrett. Super kick, AA, gets the pin, and then that was really it. I thought the tag team match was fine, and I think I was starting to, this was when I started to get tired. I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore, not because the match itself was boring, just because my body was starting to tap out, so I had to fight the urge not to go to sleep, so that's exactly what happened. Overall, this was a really good show, though. Definitely worth checking out, I think. Every match pretty much is really good. I guess except for the Brock Lesnar-Kofi Kingston match, but if you want to watch Brock Lesnar just look dominant, watch that match. But yeah, I thought that was really good. The only thing I will say, though, about the Brock Lesnar match, I think they should have done somebody like Kane instead, because it would have made sense. Because he's in the Authority, and he's a big guy, and if he destroyed Kane, it would have made sense. But it didn't happen, so it was what it was. And it's a match I think everyone's always wanted to see, Brock Lesnar versus Kane, so... I mean, not a match, but a match we've never seen, so it would have been cool. Instead of Kofi Kingston. Who believed Kofi Kingston was going to win that match? What a joke. Overall, that's my reviews of all the WWE shows. All the WWE shows, except maybe Superstars. That's it. All those WWE shows were really good the past week. I really missed out on a lot. Main event was pretty good. NXT was good. SmackDown was good, and so was this show right here. Everything was pretty good except for Superstars. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna click off here now, but I'm gonna do some annotations. Even though I've already done them in the beginning, I'm gonna do them again. If you want to check out my non-wrestling channel where I make non-wrestling videos, you can click up here, Owen the Talkinator. And then if you want to check out my other channel, CM Brothers, you can click on the left right here. And then if you want to check out two other channels that my friend James, the He-Man Hebert, does, you can click right over here to check out his James Hebert Side 95 or just James Hebert. But if you plug it in on YouTube, it's James Hebert Side 95. But I'm gonna put it right there, so it really doesn't matter. He makes custom Titantrons of wrestlers, and he's made some custom theme songs of songs, so they're pretty good. I watch them a lot, so because they're really good songs. And then down below, right there, you can check out his Weymouth Youth Wrestling channel. He's doing this thing where he does feuds in a video game. He uses the story mode in WWE 2K14, and that's really cool. And I really think that's worth checking out. And also, I'm gonna make an appearance there soon. He said. I'm not really sure when. Probably in the fall time. And then you can click down below to subscribe and check out all my other content on this channel. And it's really cool content, so you can check that out. That's pretty much it, guys. All I have to say is, see you later. Well, I'll talk to you later.